Hey guys, it's TechGenie back again with another video. I hope you're having a great day, and today we're going to be comparing whether the Apple TV third generation is still worth buying. Okay, so before we start this review, I just wanted to mention that RM Tech has asked us whether we would feature him on our channel, so the link will be down below. Just go and visit his channel. He does tech videos as well. Okay, so the main difference with the Apple TV 3 and the Apple TV 4th generation is the gubbins inside. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. I don't have the Apple TV 4th generation. We do have the third. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the specs of the 4th. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the looks and design. So you'll notice on this one it is very similar to the Apple TV 4th generation, apart from R1's dented, scratched, bruised, and got a few holes in it. But it's kind of alright. Durability, thumbs up. The Apple TV 3rd generation is actually a lot thinner than the Apple TV 4th generation. I assume that's because the other thing's got more brain power. Okay, so this Apple TV is 23mm high, and the Apple TV 4th generation is actually 35mm. If you're an American, that translates to 0.9 inches for the Apple TV 3rd generation and 1.4 inches for the Apple TV 4th generation. Okay, so obviously you're going to get something a bit thicker, but with that you're obviously going to get more power. It's not a massively big deal if you think about it. Something like this, or a little bit bigger, powering all of that stuff you can use it for, I'm going to talk about in a minute, is actually quite impressive. Okay, so on the back we have, from left to right, we have a power connector, we have HDMI, we have a micro USB port. Not really sure what you use that for, maybe it's for servicing, the optical audio output, and you've got an Ethernet port. On the Apple TV 4th generation, we have an HDMI 1.4, we have Ethernet, we have an infrared receiver, and we also have a USB-C connector, but that's just for service. Let's get on to what's inside of these things. Okay, so the Apple TV 3rd generation has a Dolby Digital 5.1 audio output. The Apple TV 4th generation has Dolby Digital 7.1. No idea what that means, but if that helps, those are the specs. You can get them on the Apple website. You probably don't need to come here to know those. But video output, they both have 1080p. I'm not sure if this is correct, but I thought the Apple TV 4th generation could stream 4K. Let me know. In terms of the chips, the Apple TV 3rd generation has an A5 chip, and the Apple TV 4th generation has a whopping A8 chip. So obviously that's going to affect it massively in terms of the speed area and gaming. So I'm going to talk about that now. On the Apple TV 3rd generation, you can't actually install apps from the App Store. It just comes with rubbish apps that nobody ever uses and takes up space. But on the Apple TV 4th generation, you can actually go into the App Store and you can actually download apps and games. Now, the main feature that allows you to play games on the Apple TV, granted it's not a gaming machine and you probably shouldn't expect it to be really good for gaming, the main feature is the controller. So on the Apple TV 3rd generation, we have a volume up, scroll up, down, left, right, and select, play, pause, and menu button. On the Apple TV 4th generation, the controller is a lot more sophisticated. So we have menu, we have home, we have play, pause, volume up, volume down, and also we have an accelerometer in there. So the Apple TV 4th generation supports Siri, App Store, and third-party controllers. This is what the Apple TV 3rd generation supports. You hear that? Blistering silence. That means the Apple TV doesn't support anything extra, basically. So for the extra money, you're actually getting quite a bit more for the Apple TV 4th generation. So what you can do is you can use the controllers. I'm going to use this as an example because I don't have the 4th generation. You can use the controllers as a little game controller, so you can tilt it left and right with the accelerometer to play games on your screen, which is actually quite impressive when you think about it, something this small being used to actually do gaming on. Obviously, because it's not something like an Xbox or a PlayStation or those things, it's not going to be as powerful, but you're still going to be able to play some games at fairly good speeds because of the A8 chip. Now, it's not going to be massive hardcore gaming, and that's not really what you should be buying this thing for. I'm sorry if that's a deal breaker for you, but you should probably not get one of these for gaming. So that's basically it in terms of the gubbins inside of it. We've talked about the design. The last thing is it really worth it? Well, it depends what you're going to use it for. So personally, if you're going to use it just for watching films, streaming music, and if you're from the UK, watching things off iPlayer, or actually wherever you are, Netflix, yeah, the Apple TV 3rd generation is totally fine for that. The Apple TV 4th generation does add that extra speed. You can use Siri while using it, so you can ask it who's playing in this film, who the actors are, what's the weather today, how much money have I got, when the dinosaur's going to come back, you name it, you can ask Siri. I don't think you'll know when dinosaurs are going to come back. I would hazard a guess as to never. They've both got infrared things at the front. The day when they change that to be like, I don't know, Wi-Fi or something will be incredible, because this is really annoying having to point it directly and find your Apple TV and actually select it and stuff. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been TechGenie reviewing the Apple TV 3rd generation and telling you whether it is still actually worth its money. I would say yes, but it totally depends on what you're going to use it for. So don't forget to comment any other ideas or videos you want to see. We really appreciate that, and we will definitely try and make something like that. Don't forget to share these videos. Also really appreciate that. Don't forget to like these videos. We also really appreciate that. But most of all, don't forget to subscribe. We will see you in the next video. Live long and prosper.